Hello, my divine kings and queens. I'm back to do another video. In today's message, what I want to come to y'all and tell y'all is, God is saying you don't bite the hand that feeds you. They feeling my wrath. And, that's coming from pretty much, so I don't know why I tell y'all all the time before I come on here, maybe I put things together and I piece it together and I say, okay, this is what I need to come on here and say, right? And, real quick, you just got to bear with me for this because I all of this resonate with this message, right? I went to sleep and I tell you I be having weird dreams, right? And so I had this dream that whatever, I'm just going to I seen Rihanna in the dream. So Rihanna would look like they was in like this garage setting or whatever. And she turned back to someone who was coming out of it was real dark where this person was coming out of, but they was coming into the light to tell Rihanna like, I love you, like I'm good for you. I always felt this way. I'm gonna do right, da 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 da. And Rihanna was already with somebody that I could not see. But they were in a limo. The limo guy was waiting, and so Rihanna got that accent. So she turned, she said, no, I try with you. You don't bite the hand that feeds you. Like she said that like you don't bite the hand that feeds you. I tried with you. And she got in the car and she drove off. And then a couple days later, I kept seeing things about Beauty and the Beast and Belle and all that type of stuff. And I just kept seeing like what I'm getting from that is it's people who you have around you, right? People that you have around you that of whom you were doing things for, right? And I tell y'all all the time, you really gotta be cognizant of who you're dedicating your time, effort, love, money, all that to, because some people won't love you for you. They'll love you for the things that you can do. And when it's all taken from them, then that's when they realize who they truly had in their life. But at this time, it's too late. You get what I'm saying? I don't know why it's always lessons to be learned like this when people just can't do right by people. And I don't know if it's got something to do with the way people was raised, what they was shown, how they was taught. But at the end of the day, these people didn't do right. And they bit the very hand that was feeding them. Disgraced themselves and tried to humiliate the very same people who was fighting to be in their corner, sticking out in their corner. They didn't even understand that God had sent some of y'all to help some of these people and get them through. I keep trying to tell y'all, man, I don't know whoever who's preaching this message that God hate people and he just is when he gives you a chance and he's trying to save you. And at that very moment, you don't heed to the warning and you don't want his saving, you don't change. And then you hurt his messengers. You try to hurt the very same people, the angels that he's sending in your life to bless you. Nah, that's when you got a problem with them. And that's what a lot of these people did. And what I was kept being with the story about the Beauty and the Beast, what happened was that empress cursed that whole castle. At first, I keep trying to tell y'all, looks can be deceiving. Don't treat a person based on what you see on the outside, based on the physicality, because you never know who you encountering. You don't know who you screwing over. You don't know who you talking about. You don't know who. I keep trying to tell y'all, because y'all looking on the outer. You don't know who these people are. You don't know who they connected to. And I don't know to what extent, the lady was asking the king at the time, it was trying to give him a rose. I think for whatever peace offering to seek shelter from the storm outside or whatever the case may be that they go, right? I ain't watched this movie in a hot minute. That's what I'm saying. I don't know why I kept popping up Beauty and the Beast and I kept seeing. So I said, okay. And the king was very arrogant, very arrogant. He was very comfortable in his riches, what he had around him, the people who he had working for him. Everyone was beneath him. He was very arrogant, very arrogant. But see, that happened to teach him a very valuable lesson. You get what I'm saying? But so this lady did not show who she truly was. And she I think she said something before she transitioned. She said, looks can be deceiving. And he laughed laughed her off, whatever he did. And she ended up transitioning into this empress, this bright light, this beautiful person, looked totally different from how she was looking originally, right? She ended up putting a curse on everyone, not just to that king, but everyone who was associated with that king, everyone who was in that castle. And I kept saying, so what has this got to do with it? And I'm seeing this about don't bite the hand in the future. So somebody who was close to you, your family, right? Whoever was close to you in a home setting, you get what I'm saying? Whoever went against you, who had it good, had money, but maybe they was trying to fake it or whatever the case may be. These people cursed themselves because they went up against a person who was destined for greatness. They went up against a person who was on the divine path. They went up against the chosen one, and they ended up cursing themselves. But see, like what God say, you don't bite the hand that feeds you, and they're feeling my wrath. God ain't just gonna hit the person who probably did you the dirtiest or did you the slimy or whatever. He hitting everybody who was associated with it. Everybody who, if people was gathering around, if this person was gathering people around to come around the house just to talk about you, everybody getting hit. If people was going around trying to spread lies on you, everybody getting hit. The person who mouth it came out of, and the people who came there and was listening to it, everybody getting hit. Everybody is getting hit because God say you don't bite the hand that feeds you. And let me tell you something. When them tables turn and them bridges are burnt, these people ain't gonna be able to tell God, nah, God, I lost my appetite, or try to save face. They gonna have to eat it the same way they dished it out. The same way that y'all had to go ahead and endure all that suffering, that pain, that humiliation, them setbacks at the hands of these people. Yeah. They gonna have to eat that up and deal with it at the hands of God, because they gonna feel his wrath. Because one thing about it, you don't go and do a person dirty just because you can, or just because you feel like ain't nothing, there's not going to be no repercussions or no consequences that follow after. You get what I'm saying? Especially if you don't have to do a person like that, especially a person who going out their way to help you, to lift you up, to build you up in your time of need. It's almost as if these people did not want you to succeed. These people did not want you to look good. These people looked at you like you were weird, like you were indifferent. And so now getting on bail, People didn't understand. Just like that empress transitioned into something beautiful, just as Belle, how beautiful Belle is. You get what I'm saying? They didn't understand. Before you transition into Belle, you went through hell. Before you transition into Belle, you went through hell. And for my men, let me tell you something. It's the same thing. Before you transition and was able to fix yourself up and all that type of stuff, you had to go without. And Belle was in the very same community of people that did not understand her. Instead of wanting to go out and party or do the things or look like or put on makeup, Belle did not want to wear all that makeup. Belle rather keep her head in a book than keep her head sniffing behind a man's butt. So whoever that's for, yeah. Belle rather keep her head in them books and spending time with her father, then trying to go ahead and follow a guy. And y'all saw the three young women. I'm trying to tell you how it's all coming in. The three women who were all on Gaston, right? But Gaston had his eyes fixed on Belle, but Belle did not want what he was offering. You get what I'm saying? Because he was too conceited, too focused on self. And at the end of the day, he didn't want them three women who were pouncing and putting themselves off on him, because he was used to that. He wanted what he couldn't have. He wanted what was different. He wanted what was wholesome. He wanted what would look. You get what I'm saying? People tried to say so much about you, but at the end of the day, they love you. They're inspired by you. At the end of the day, people try to go against the very thing that they know that they're inspired by, or what they want to be, what they aspire to be in life. They'll go against that person because they see that this person got a chance to be something great. They got a chance to be something different and do something that people ain't never had a chance to do. You get what I'm saying? You were different, but people judged you for it. You love people from a special place in your heart, and you got used for it. You tried to carry everybody on your back, and you got betrayed for it. And God's saying at the end of the day, when you felt like no one was going to come through for you, and you didn't even understand why you was going through what you was going through, God say justice will be served. And let me tell you something. They going to understand now that the next time they ever get a blessing, if they ever get one, they going to understand when someone is helping you and someone doing right by you, you reciprocate that energy. You don't try to kill that energy. You don't try to go against that energy. You don't try to harm that energy, betray that energy, downplay that energy, lie on that energy. You reciprocate that energy. But because people didn't know how to reciprocate, yeah, they feeling this wrath. They feeling this wrath. And again, I'm going to say, when the tables turn and the bridges are burned, people ain't going to be able to back up and say, oh, I lost my appetite. You don't want to eat what you dished out. It's time. But it's time. Don't try to back out of what you did, out of what you said, out of the scheming and all the planning and all that stuff that you was doing, the sabotage that you was doing behind people's back. It's time. And how it all factors in is what I'm saying. You are a very beautiful human being. You're good-hearted. You're a pure soul. You get what I'm saying? People didn't understand you. People try to kill, steal. They try to destroy what they don't understand, what is new, what is Greek to them. That's what they tried to do to you. And that's what God kept trying to say, well, what this got to do, what the beauty and got to do with people, going against you and biting off the hand that you get what I'm saying? So I said, you was dealing with a lot of arrogant people. And just as that empress had to raise up and put a curse on everyone that was in that castle, and the only thing that set them people free was Baal. So I don't know if this was a love situation. This was a love situation that went up against you, and you were the only one, or you are the only one who can help these people or get them out of whatever situation that they're in. But let me tell you something, man. One thing I'm going to say, never go back to abuse. Never go back to someone because that did you so dirty to the point of no return that at this point they know. They know they ain't going to be able they know they're not going to be able to come back. They know that there's no reviving whatever it is that you guys tried to establish. So a part of that in them feeling God's wrath is it's very well they going to have to live with what they did. In the movie, the curse got broken. But in real life, how this really set up, they may very well have to live with what they did. Because you don't do that. And for me to, see, I was like, why am I dreaming about Rihanna turning around and say, you don't bite the hand that feeds you? I said, okay, this is what I got to get on here and say. You don't do people dirty that try to help you. You don't do people like that. You just don't. And I keep trying to tell y'all, don't focus on whatever it is that happened to you. Just understanding this is confirmation that these people are learning a valuable lesson when it comes to dealing with you. Because now that you've cut these people off and God got you away from these situations and these people, they're feeling his wrath. They're feeling his wrath. They are feeling his wrath because they did it so recklessly when they didn't have to. And just as that empress told him, don't judge it. You get what I'm saying? Looks can be deceiving. Don't you know that God has placed different angels, earth angels, and you that's why I keep trying to tell you, mind how you treat people because you don't know who you're encountering. I keep trying to tell y'all, man, you never know who God is sending to send you a message or to send you a blessing. And you done sat up here and damned yourself because you didn't want to change. Because you wanted to stay in that arrogance. You wanted to stay in that low vibrational energy. And now when things change and lessons have to be learned and the scales have to be balanced, people can't handle it. But they don't even understand, man. They can't hate on you because of what God doing for you, because before you transitioned into Baal, you went through hell. Before you were able to, how Baal was looking very pretty in that dress and everything like that. Before you had all these riches, before you had anything, you had nothing. You came from nothing. And people judged you for that, mocked you for that, but they didn't know who you were on the inside. They couldn't treat you for who you were, how with the actions that you were showing people, what you were, what you showed from your insides. Too busy judging the outside. And then you had people that was in your community. Maybe people who was liking you, but you knew weren't good for you. You know what I'm saying? Whatever this is, all these people had something to say. Every single last one of them had something to say about you, to judge you. Because you was different, baby. But that don't mean because people judge you because you different that you change from being who you are. Be who you are. Stand in that. Be true to who you are. Continue to be authentic and real. Because that's why God is carrying you the way he carrying you. And that's why he dishing this justice back the way that he dishing it back. Because of who you are. Who you are. You're a beautiful human being. You just like that. You don't have no respect of persons. You're like that with everybody. You're like that across the board. So that's why I say across the board, you're going to get these blessings across the board. You're going to get this glow up across the board. You're going to get whatever I bring to you across the board because you remain humble. You remain true to who you were, to every person that you encountered. Like I say, these people learn a lesson. And it's you don't bite the hand that feeds you, baby. You don't go against people who's giving you shelter, who's putting money in your pocket, food in your belly, clothes on your back, shoes on your feet. You don't take that for granted. And you don't go against and try to betray people who's helping you and step on them like stepping stones because you want to get to where you want in life. Because exactly when you reach that moment and God snatch everything from you, you got to drop all the way down to ground zero. And you ain't got these stepping stones no more. God say, now you're going to have to build your own stepping stone. If it take you 5 years just to build one stepping stone, 5 years for one stepping stone, and you ain't get, but all you got from here, literally to here, I'm talking about one stepping stone. These people had a plethora, several people they was doing this to. Like I said, stepping stones. But they got there, and I'm feeling like God tried to, baby, I keep trying to tell you, you can't say nobody don't want to be saved. They got there, and it got snatched from them, and they fell. And now, if it take them 5 years just to build one stepping stone, they're going to be appreciative of that one stepping stone, let me tell you. It ain't going to be, if all they do is just get from here to here, literally. Before, they was getting from here, then jump up to here, then they was jumping up to here, but for just to be from here to here, watch how humble they be. They will, thank you, God. Thank you for one stepping stone. It took them 5 years to build on their own. And they had all these people that were willing to help them, all the people that was in their life, and they just didn't know what to do. I keep trying to tell y'all, that's why I tell y'all, step out God's way and let him handle it and let him do what he need to do, because he know what needs to be done and how it needs to be done. He knows what to do, and he's going to see it through and carry it out. All you needed to learn is, and I'm feeling like you did, you got stronger. What don't kill you make you stronger. Yes, it hurt you that you had to see and experience all this from different people. But let me tell you something about what I saw about what Tyler Perry said. And I'm not gonna say it exactly because you know what I'm saying. But he tell you about this example about people and he compared it to that of a tree, right? So he said some people are like leaves. The wind blow, they over here. They over here 1 minute, they your friend. 1 minute they ain't talking to you. The next minute they calling you every weekend. You know what I'm saying? 1 minute they don't want to deal with you. 1 minute they want to be with you. The next minute they don't want to be with you. You know what I'm saying? 1 minute they talking about you. The next minute they not. 1 minute they want to talk good. The next they want to talk bad. They don't know what they want to do. They like leaves. They're unstable. They're not grounded. Then you got some people that's like a bark on that tree. Those, he said, you got to be careful about those. Because the barks, they look like they your real friend, right? And they had us fooled, chosen ones. They had us fooled, man, because it was like they'll come and do things for you. They'll show you that they love you. They'll buy you things. They'll come. They'll take you out. Y'all spend time together. And then something happen. And then you see how these people really felt about you the whole time. And it it confused you. You get what I'm saying? It confused you as to how these people could treat you like that when all you were was treating them nice from a pure space in your heart, man, from your soul. They was like barks on that tree. They looked like they were for you. They looked like they loved you. They looked like they was going to carry it through and see you through and fight for you. But when the seasons change, they show you like how they could switch up on you. And you lose your whole foundation. You lose your whole foundation. But then some people are like roots. Them roots, that's where it starts. Them roots, they not going to go nowhere. If they put time into something, they going to do right by that. If they don't put their time in it, it's going to grow. It's going to be stern. You get what I'm saying? You ain't had no roots in your life. You had leaves and you had barks. And that's why at the end of the day, they did what they did. You get what I'm saying? That's why they did what they did. Stop trying to ponder on that or ask yourself, well, why they did this and why they did that. When you're coming from a pure space, you'll never understand why a person is being evil to you. When you know that you are true and that you're real, you'll never understand why a person is being fake. You won't understand the whole functioning and the setup and the mindset of these people. They were like leaves. They were like barks. But God say, you don't bite the hand that feeds you. And because you did it with my chosen ones, you're going to feel my wrath. And let me tell you something. When the tables turn and the bridges are burned, don't sit up here and tell me you going to lost your appetite and you want to try to save face, because I saw everything that you did. And I saw how you got excited when you saw you was getting away with it. And you kept doing it, trying to see how much more you can get away with instead of trying to stop. You had no balance. You had no morals. You had no ethics. You weren't trying to move in good faith. You were rotten to the core. And because of that, you're going to feel my wrath. Because of that, you're going to feel my wrath. And I just wanted to come on here and say that real quick to y'all. I want y'all to have a blessed Saturday. And until next time, stay prayed up and be blessed.